Okay, hopefully you can see me back here. Right, so as you would have seen if you're in my community tab posts that YouTube set up a few months ago, this week my wife's done a schedule for me to do my weekly thing starting tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be talking about mental health, and Tuesday is talking about snapping photos. So as you can see, this is a bicycle. Now I haven't used it in 2 years, so I'm just giving it a bit of a service today. Where is that thing? These are good gravel tyres. They're all purpose. I use this for rail trails, which if you're not familiar with that, they're 100km bike rides on old train lines that are now turned into gravel tracks. So pumping up the tyre this morning, we had what I expected, 2-year-old tyre. It popped. And considering we have an active shooter going around at the moment, that thing went off its nut. Now I've got grease on my camera. Okay, so I haven't used this camera in a while either. That's a 24-105, and that weighs 2 kilos. There's a full frame Canon that just got some bicycle grease on it with a 14mm ultra wide lens. And if you travel that way, 1, 2, 3, about 10 houses that way, you run out of the Melbourne metro area and we get what's called abandoned farms. You go about 10 kilometres that way along the abandoned farm track, which is all gravel, and you start to get little infrastructures like windmills, water troughs, the occasional house. I think the house might be a bit beyond my level of fitness at the moment. So that's what I'm going to do Tuesday. If I can get this bike serviceable again, I will take it for a ride. With the bike weighs 10 kilos, the camera kit weighs 2.5 kilos, so a quarter of the bike weight for that little camera kit. I won't go over too much of the specifics on the bike, but I brought this as a basic bike in 2022, I think now, 21, something like that. And, what about 21? I replaced the pedals so that they actually dig into your shoes. I replaced, you can't see it down there, the seat tube so that it's actually a suspension tube. I had the wheels replaced so that they were double spoked, in other words they're not going to pop the tyres like it did today. I put on gravel tyres which are smooth in the middle so that you can ride on the gravel trails that are smooth but with knobs on the side to rip the mud away so you don't clog up your tyre. This wheel, it's got quick release wheels. Oh, you can see these little colour reflectors. They'll stop people running me over. They're a great idea. I haven't been run over yet. What I'm doing today, silicone on everything because this thing is looking a little rusty. I've done the chain and I've done all the rods and prods, the spokes, the axles, the axle joints. If you ever need to get out of depression, one thing that they introduced, or when I got my first bicycle from the railways, this is not a railway bike, but I got a railway bike back in 2007. We got them, and so did the police over in West Australia, and it was for the one single purpose that riding the bike gets the endorphins going. The more endorphins going, the happier you are, you know, happy little campers. So they thought that with such a high rate of suicide amongst the police and train drivers, that 17 years ago now they put us onto bicycles. I secretly think it was to make us lose weight. What can I tell you about this bike? Not much. It's all aluminium. I think it's all aluminium. There's not much metal on it. I just ran the DJI mic around and trying to find something metal to actually put the mic on. I've got it sitting on a brake caliper at the moment. It's ultra light and I'm ultra fat. But it handles my body weight. I did 5 rides that were 100 kilometres on this bicycle. Never had a flat tyre. Actually the first flat tyre was today when I pumped it up. And never had a flat on it. Never felt like I was too fat for it. You know, you get some bikes and you look like you're sagging. So where this gravel road is, I took the car that I sold the other day on it, and that was the last drive I did with that car. Driving along that road, the car actually busted its four-wheel drive basically. It's four-wheel drive, not its four-wheel drive gearbox, but it's actual computer that controls the traction. It shat itself. So I ain't taking the Vespa, for example. It's too rough. It's what this is getting used for is the roads around here get built by bluestone, mostly, and a lot of gravel. One of the abandoned farms has been dug up and turned into a quarry, so you get massive double B trucks driving down it. And that's not a worry for me on bike. I can hear those trucks coming on that road without a problem. I can just get off the bike and go past. But the road is heavily corrugated and it's rough as guts, so I'm going to take a gentle ride on this. It's designed to handle it, but you know, my body's not exactly 100% in shape at the moment. So I'll take a gentle ride. Anything from 2Ks to 10Ks in that direction. And I'll see what infrastructure I can find in the way of farm gear. They still have a few cows and sheep running around some of these paddocks. Most of the paddocks are overgrown in weeds, so you just spot the animals in it. But the farms are all sold for development into housing estates like I'm living in now. There's a book which I will show you on the day called Eden. It's by an American photographer, and he showed how where he was living went from farmlands, metropolitan area, to a city, and that's what we're going through here. Apart from that, I'm going to keep this vlog very short because I am quite busy trying to clean this bike up in the mud. We'll get all this mud off it anyway. Bird poop on it. I want you all to stay safe. Go to my community tab, you'll see the schedule that my wife has done me. I've been on YouTube 14 years, she's never done a schedule. I'm so happy that she has. I'm actually in shock. And I didn't prompt her, and she's really nailed a really good schedule. So I'm going to enjoy doing it. It gives me a bit of a challenge while I'm stuck at home. And main thing, find a hobby. You know, I've got a jigsaw in there, keep me busy. I'm going to get my bicycle out. I've got my camera. All these things keep you creative. All these things keep your mind healthy. And give you something to do, you know. You can't doom scroll on the internet all the time. You know, sit on your mobile doom scroll and it's just terrible. Alright, ciao people. Stay safe. Enjoy, well, as the Joneses and Russ are saying, it's hot up where you are. It's 16 degrees here, which I'm not too sure, but I guess that's about somewhere around 30 Fahrenheit, I'm not sure, I'll have to look it up. I'll put a little note above me. But it's cold. It's snowing 2 hours that way. That's how cold it is down in this state at the moment. Alright, stay safe. I'll talk to you later.